Hello, Angie Gerber here, and welcome to my podcast, Awareness. Once you know, you can't unknow. A place you can come to start thinking and shifting your thoughts to finally create the results you truly, truly desire. It'll shift your mindset and give you strategies to get out there and get it done. Let's get started. Hello, and on today's episode, I want to talk about 1% better and you getting 1% better every day. And what does that mean to you? Really think about it. If you could get 1% better every day, what area of your life or what aspect of yourself would you like to improve? You could look at many different areas. You could look at your health, what you're fueling your body with, how much you're moving your body. If you're pushing yourself to go to the gym and you just do not like it, and it's I have to do it, I don't get to do it, find a way to move your body that you get to do, you don't have to do. I know there's so many people that have taken up the hobby or sport of pickleball. So try something new. If you haven't tried something that gets out and gets your body moving, start there. Try something new and see if it's for you or not. Maybe that's just your one thing. You keep trying something new every week until you find something that you really gravitate towards. Or maybe it's financial or wealth building. What can you do 1% better every day? Is it educating yourself? Is it finding a different way to invest or to give back or, to kind of put away for yourself or your future or the future of your loved ones? Look at your relationships. What do your relationships look like with the ones around you, your partner, your friends, family, children? I asked my kids, and I haven't done it in a while, but there for a while, I think Jack Canfield taught me this. He said what he did with his staff and the people that worked around him is once a week he would check in and he would say on a scale of 1 to 10, how am I doing as a leader? And they would grade him. And if it wasn't a 10, which most of the times it's not because we can't be everything to everyone, why isn't it? And I asked my kids that question once. And the answer is really, really interesting. On a scale of 1 to 10, how happy are you with our relationship or how much time we spend together or how I show up as a mom? And listen to the answer and give them space, and it's not usually a 10. And why? Sometimes you'll find out they just want to see you more, or they would like to go and do this, or, you went and did this with so-and-so, and I would have liked to have gone along, or just really, you'll be able to find out what's on their mind in a different way than maybe you're asking right now. Same thing with a spouse. If you're a leader in a company, ask the people that you directly report to you, how's it going? And really ask them that specific question and give them the space to answer that. Spiritually, where are you at spiritually? Can you up the game? 1% better every day. Can you read some literature? Maybe you want to explore other religions than your own or get to understand other aspects of the world. I know the world doesn't just revolve around us, and there's so much out there and so much to explore. And you have so many means right at your fingertips to do so. So take the time to do that if that's something you want to do. Or maybe you 1% better every day is volunteering. You want to give back to your community, to some cause that you're very, very passionate about. You have pets, you have police, you have vets, you have the communities that you're a part of, such as church or schools or, the Goodwill, all these different options and opportunities for you to volunteer and give back. I know, with the holiday season coming up in a few months, there's so many options and alternatives and ways that you can show up at such a high level. And you can start now fundraising or just putting out there, starting a page to create awareness around something that's near and dear to your heart, and just giving back in general, or the impression of increase. How can you choose and decide that everywhere you go, whoever you run into, they come across your path, you're going to leave them with the impression of increase. And by doing that, you're going to become 1% better, and you're going to feel better, and your self-esteem and your self-image is going to rise. So really, it's having the attitude of gratitude and choosing how you show up, what you say, how you inspire people. What are you surrounding yourselves with as far as the conversations? Are you, like I've said before, going out with the same people that tell the same stories or have the same complaints, and you just know it's like a broken record over and over and over? What's going to be the conversation? What we're going to talk about? Is it going to be positive? Is it going to be negative? You kind of know exactly where it's going. Well, choose. You have the choice. And as Bob Proctor once told me, he said, if you have negative people in your life that you should see and you feel like you have to see, whether they're really close friends or even family members, he said, just don't go as often and don't stay as long. And when you get into a conversation that is in the wrong energy, or it's just dragging you down, or you're like, oh my goodness, here we go again, he said, say, that's interesting, and then change the topic. Ask them something about themselves. Get them going. If they're going right, you turn them left, and you just get them going a different direction. It works. Just try it. It works. And then if they try to bring it back around, do it again. Make it, everyone mostly loves to talk about themselves. Ask some interesting conversations about themselves. And if it's negative, 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 and they're always going to be looking at the negative, then you have a decision to make. Because, as you've heard before, you are the sum of about the 5 people you surround yourself with. So look at the 5 people you're surrounding yourself with. The top 5 of who you spend the most time with, who you talk to the most, have the conversations with the most. What are they saying? What is their energy like? What is their thoughts and their attitude like? Because those are the only 2 things that we can choose for ourselves. And take their attitude. And if they have a bad attitude or a poor attitude about some subject, give them a different perspective. Say, that's interesting. I heard about this and this, and some people will not respond very well to it. And that's okay. That has everything to do with them and their program, their habitual behaviors, their paradigms, and it really has nothing to do with you. I've found space. If you give space in between people that don't have the best attitude or choose to have a different perception and perspective on situations just because that's where they want to be and nothing you say or do is going to change that, that's okay. What I've come to realize and I've come to terms with and I've come to appreciate, and I'm going to share this because it really was impactful for me, is that sometimes people are put in our path and in place for a season of our lives, or even just a chapter of the book. They're not written throughout the whole book. After the season's over, it moves on. And that can be a hard pill to swallow, especially if they've been a big part of your book. Maybe a few chapters. Maybe you're halfway through your book and they've been a part of the whole thing. And now it's time. And it's not the easiest thing to do. And yet putting yourself first, and you're getting 1% better every day. That's like a quantum leap in self-care. When you remove someone that is no longer serving you or has served the time with you, and they've done the time in your life and they've presented the value, they've given you your lessons, and it's okay to move on. What so many people do is they get stuck and they feel bad, and then they feel either abandoned, or they feel, what did I do wrong? Or I can't believe this is happening. I thought this was my ride and die till the end. It changes. People change, and that's okay. You just have to embrace the change and embrace what it was there for in the first place, and take the lessons. Take what you've learned, take what you've cherished, and move on with that. But don't try to squeeze everything out of something that has nothing left to give, because you're only going to frustrate yourself, potentially the other person, but more yourself, because it really will come back to how you're feeling. I've been there. I've done it. I can tell you it's a process. But just think about that, because I had to really change my perspective on the situation to get there. Because at first I was really hurt and bothered and frustrated and, just saddened and like, I can't believe this. And then it's getting up out of my seat at the table, walking to another seat, sitting down, looking at the situation, the person, the history, from a different perspective, and giving gratitude and appreciation for all that it was, and being okay with letting it go and knowing that it's in the past. The past is the past. As I've said, you cannot change the past. You cannot even change what time you woke up this morning. So look at today and look at what you can do today and moving forward. And if that person is not part of today or you moving forward, that's okay. It is okay to let it go. It is healthy to let it go. It may come back around in the future. It may not. But look at what serves you now in the moment and get you to that 1% better. It really is a game changer and a shift. And that's one of the higher faculties, is your perception on a situation. Choose to look at it. Choose to find the good in everything. And that's in getting 1% better every day. So pick an area and decide that you are going to be hyper-focused on it. And I wouldn't do more than 1 or 2 at a time. And really make a decision, an irrevocable, committed decision, that you are going to do whatever you can do to get better, even if it's 1% better every day. And then build your disciplines around that. How are you going to show up? What time are you going to carve out for yourself to work on this part of how you want to show up differently, that you want to strengthen, that you want to become better, that you want to go dive deeper, that there's more to explore and to become? And give yourself the time and the space and make the decision, and then create the disciplines. And have a yes attitude, an attitude of gratitude, a find the good attitude. And really, maybe, some of my clients, if I say journal, it's a trigger for them. I totally get it. But jot some stuff down, of what you're doing. At the end of the night, for my wins journal, it's on my phone. It's in my notes section. It's titled wins. I go in there. It takes me 30 seconds, maybe, give or take, to write my wins for the day and what went really well. You can do that at the end of the day, where you just say, where did I work on my health and getting 1% better every day? You know what? I picked up that apple instead of the licorice. That's a win. It can be as big as small. It can be 1% better. You can even quantum leap that every day. But it takes focus, because what you focus on expands. Where you place your energy, you will get the results. So choose something that's going to make an impact for you, for how you want to show up, how you want to move forward, And in doing that, in getting this 1% better every day in these small wins, you will need a telescope at the end of the year to look back and see who you once were, because it's the compounding of this day after day after day. And consistency equals success. Consistency and success are best friends. You cannot have one without the other. So decide what you're going to be consistent in and do it every day. And that's where you'll find the success. And whatever it is that you want to be working on to get 1% better every day. So at the end of the year, it's going to be amazing where you're at. And it will still feel effortless, because it's not like you have to grind it out every single day. I have to do this. I don't get to do this. No, pick what you get to do and just 1% better. It could take 2 minutes. It could take 20 minutes. It depends how much time and effort and energy you want to put in towards it. But choose something and start putting yourself first. It's so, so very important, and it will make a difference. Well, thank you for tuning in today. If you have any questions or comments, as always, leave them in the show notes. I'd love to hear what your 1% is going to be and share it, because we'd all love to support you as well in your journey. So, till next time, make it a good one. Thanks for spending some time with me today. And if you like what you heard, feel free to share, like, subscribe, follow, do whatever it is you do. I'd love to get this out to as many people as possible, because it truly all does start with awareness. Once you know, you cannot unknow, and it changes everything. And of course, if I can help in any way, I'm here and happy to do so. Until next time, make it a good one.